What's up, everybody? Rothstein here, Fame Rothstein Sports Investing Show. Today's Sunday, May 31st, 2020. By the time this is on YouTube, it'll be about 11:30 noon Eastern Standard Time, as I am here in the Republic of Cincinnati. You see the hat, those Reds, all right? Cincinnati Reds hat. You know the song. Listen, I don't have any sports investing action for you today, but like I told you on this show, every now and then I'll talk about current events. Definitely got to talk about some current events today. Haven't talked to you in a while, haven't dropped a video for you, so I figured I'd give you this. But I do have some sports investing news, okay? As I told you, the nearest book to me will reopen on June 14th, which is a Sunday, 2 weeks from today. The the sports that have been going on, I haven't really been. I don't have an interest in investing in them. But I have been watching Korean baseball because I like baseball. I love baseball. We smoked them last year during baseball season, but that was Major League. But I have been watching it. Going to watch it for a little longer till I think I'm comfortable with it, and then on June 15th, we're gonna have some Korean baseball action and other action as well, UFC, things like that as well, starting June 15th. So our sports investing comes back June 15th, okay? We'll have a sports investing episode for you. It'll be on the podcast on Anchor, Spotify, Spreaker, or not Spreaker, Breaker, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, a lot of different formats you can find it. Fame Rothstein Sports Investing Show, okay? And then the normal rotation will start, okay? So Tuesday and Wednesday, you'll get a YouTube edition, YouTube only. Wednesday through Monday, podcast, okay? And then Saturday and Sunday, all three, the podcast, YouTube, and Instagram. And then every day I always put it on Twitter as well. So there you have it. Twitter at Fame Rothstein, FameRothstein. Instagram at Fame_Rothstein, FAME_ROTHSTEIN, or my email, FameRothstein@yahoo.com, FameRothStein. All right. So there's that. Sports investing returns June 15th, okay? NBA comes back, about a month and a half later on, I think they said like July 31st or late July sometime. But yeah, so we're coming back, okay? The country's opening back up. We're coming, all right? But the country really opened up past 4 or 5 days with these protests, riots, whatever you're calling them, that's your business. Protest riots over the death of George Floyd. As you know, George Floyd, black man, 40-something, in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I think he's originally from Houston because he has a connection to Steve Jackson, the former NBA player. They're friends. Somebody used to call each other twin. They look so much alike. And they, I think they played ball together in high school or something like that. So, but as you've seen the video, it's horrible. Cops just kneeling on his neck for 8-9 minutes or whatever it was. And, at times the guy said, I can't breathe. He's screaming for his mama. He's just clearly distressed. And, this is, whether you liked it or not, this is a continuation of a scene we've seen in America for forever. The white cop killing the black citizen, and George was still a citizen. George was still a citizen, regardless of what happened in the past. He wasn't shooting at cops. He wasn't a threat. There was no need for him to die in your custody. Now, the autopsy report says he had some contributing factors like high blood pressure. I don't want to attribute nothing that they didn't say, so I apologize. But I think they said high blood pressure and then potential intoxicants. like he was high. Basically, what that says to me is the autopsy report is saying he was going to drop dead any minute. That's bull crap. We don't, stop. Stop. Okay? Um, Minnesota didn't take it very well, or Minneapolis didn't take it very well, and they took it to the streets. I think the first night they took out Thursday night, they took out a police precinct, a Target store. Now, see, none of that might not have happened. From what I understand, they went at Target first and then Target wouldn't sell them any milk because they were getting pepper sprayed by the police. So Target wouldn't sell them milk. I guess that's supposed to stop the burning. I don't know, but yeah, I'm not sure. Well, the looting and all that kind of stuff, it's kind of par for the course when it's a protest because, you can't get, like I say, you can't get mad at somebody capitalizing in a capitalist society. All right. But, yeah, I mean, people they took out a pawn shop. That dude had all them watches, man. Of course they hit up the Nike store in Chicago. So people coming out with, all type of sneakers and t-shirts and gear. All that. Now there might be some mom and pop small businesses that got hit up, might not be able to recover from it. I mean, I feel for you. I'm a small business. I feel for you, but it's kind of part of it, Location. That's kind of part of it. But I hope you do find a way to bounce back if you don't. But yeah, and from what I'm hearing, what I'm reading on the internet, Twitter and things like that, a lot of these Republican pundits, they ain't even blaming the black people or nothing. They blaming white-led Antifa, which is supposed to be a very left liberal group of white people who, don't mind taking it there, resorting to violence and destruction. I'm not saying that. That's just what they're saying, but yeah, that's just what's being said on Twitter. I don't know. I don't know who's causing the violence, but that's what the Republicans are saying. That's killing me. It's funny to me because, the way Black Twitter goes, Black Twitter will say that Antifa co-opted their movement. Like they said about several other movements that, women's groups and certain other groups co-opted, gay groups, things like that. So I don't know. I'm just kind of, predicting the reaction. But here's where I'm at. On this Sunday, like I said, May 31st, we're done with the protesting in the streets. Okay? We've been heard. Before you start calling me names or agreeing, just let me finish. Okay? We're done with that. Take a day off. Let's relax today. You need to be done with it. They're calling in National Guards in certain places. Curfews now. So, you've been heard. Okay? Now what you want to do, take the day off, and then Monday, we take it to the legislators, the Congress, the state legislatures, whatever they're called in your state. The state senators and the house of whatever in your state. Let them know we need to get rid of qualified immunity for police and prosecutors, and get rid of absolute immunity for judges. But that qualified immunity for cops, we need to get rid of that now. All of them. We need to get rid of all three of those two immunities for those three people. We need to get rid of it now. Cops and lawyers, absolute or qualified immunity. Judges, absolute immunity. Qualified immunity basically means long as they don't violate your civil rights, your constitutional rights, they're allowed to do whatever they're doing to you. So long as pretty much a cop, as long as he don't call you a slur, a woman slur, a black slur, a racial slur, a gay slur, while he's on the ground whipping you, he's pretty much gonna probably beat that case. On qualified immunity. Um, it's a high threshold to beat. It's a very high threshold to beat. Okay, very high. And then the absolute immunity basically means that they allow to just do what they want. Period. You can't do shit about it. That's some. So the judges, prosecutors, and cops lose their immunities. Qualified and absolute, they need to lose those. That's where we need to start going beginning Monday, June 1st. New month, new energy. Take it there. Okay? We had our fun in the streets. That was cool. Whatever y'all was doing, whatever happened, I didn't like some of the violence. People scrapping and things like that. I mean, you agitators, I don't know what y'all were doing. Running up on people thinking you wasn't finna get fucked up. I saw a guy out in I want to say Dallas. About 40 people rushed him. He I don't know what took him so long to get out of there. I don't think I saw a punch thrown though. No, that wasn't Dallas. I think that was Chicago. Dallas is where the guy's laying in the street, head busted. He's laying all crooked. His back's got to be broke. I thought he was dead. He's gonna have back problems. I thought the guy was dead, but then I saw a tweet later that said he wasn't dead. But I didn't check the timestamp on that, so I don't know. But the way this guy was laying, like he's probably gonna be confined to a wheelchair for a minute, if not permanently. Okay. I don't know why you agitators are down there doing that kind of stuff. Stay the fuck home. Stay the fuck home. I've never, when the KKKs come to Cincinnati, I've never went down there to agitate them. For what? For what? And they got police presence. I know what the deal is. Y'all, just don't bother nobody. But just to agitate them, if you want to march and talk shit, go ahead. And they, and these guys went down there and fucked with these people, and they got their ass. One dude had a bow and arrow. About 30 people rushed him. I mean, just people getting their shit cracked. Leave people alone, But so that's what we're gonna start doing Monday, June 1st. Qualified immunity. That's the thing, and I'm so pleased to announce that I saw a report where very conservative Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, the only black Supreme Court justice on right now, and there's only been two, him and Thurgood, I believe. Yeah. So the only other one, the only living one, Clarence Thomas, who's been ridiculed by the black community. He gets dumped on, called every racial slur in the book. I ain't gonna even mention some of these names about brother. But I did read a book called The Nine. I'm not gonna say I didn't use when I was younger, but there's a book called The Nine by Jeffrey Toobin. It's about the Supreme Court. It's not much on there about Clarence Thomas. At that time, he had never written a majority opinion. He had never written a majority opinion after a decision on a major case, I should say. And he went 10 years before he hired a black law clerk. The Supreme Court, they each get 4 of them, 4 law clerks each year. Pretty prestigious job because, you say you worked for the feds, the Supreme Court, you was a law clerk. Shit, you pretty much at any firm you want in the country. Making, easy in the 6 figures, easy, but I digress. I apologize. But I'm glad to see that he is one leading the charge to get rid of qualified immunity. I just saw a report in USA Today the other day that he's, very instrumental in trying to get rid of that because maybe he sees what's happening in the streets and he knows the law and understands why it's happening. Instead of letting his emotions take him over and take it to the streets. And that's all these people are doing when they take it to the streets. They're just very emotional. They're tired of it. Clarence, a lawyer, former lawyer, now a Supreme Court justice. They're not judges. They're justices. He's thinking legally and strategically, like, okay, we need to get rid of this. This is the issue. But who knows? But that's where we need to take it starting Monday, June 1st, all right? And on Monday, I know I didn't have any sports investing action. For those of you all who don't usually watch, you're probably drawn by the hashtag. I'm a sports investing advisor. That's what I normally do. But from time to time, well, right now there's no sports going on. But from time to time, I do talk about current events. Had to drop one on this one, all right? But like and subscribe anyway if you don't mind. Turn on your notifications, all right? And I will holler at you June 15th, if not before. June 15th, sports investing is back. Take care. Peace.